love about what I do is the environment that I get to work in and the employees I get to work with. I know it's very cliche, but the people are what it's about for me. I enjoy coming into the office every day, watching the junior level employees kind of grow throughout their years and develop into successful project managers and senior project managers, and it's really rewarding. At GLE, we are family, so contributing to the company culture is about being together and working as a team. I make myself available to all employees at any time. I'm there for questions. I tell them good morning. I ask them how they're doing, how their family's doing. We want them to all feel like they're part of the team, and I make that happen.
There are so many things that I love about being a part of HR. Mostly I love that I get to recognize that all of our employees have a story. They all come to work with their own experiences, their own journeys, and sometimes their own troubles. And in HR, we get to hear what they're going through, but we also get to help them solve issues that they're facing. And we get to take a look at larger trends in the organization and apply what we're hearing and learning to those trends so that we can help support our employees in really important ways, not just at work, but throughout their lives. I think we're so fortunate as HR professionals that we have the opportunity to contribute to our company's culture in a way that not many departments can. I do that by listening to our employees. I listen through surveys that we conduct, through one-on-ones, obviously, and also through town halls. And I get to take in all that data, and our team analyzes where the needs are. And then we acknowledge what our employees have told us. We develop programs and opportunities based on what they've asked for, and we do that to create a safe, respectful, and inclusive environment. And for us, that means that we work well together, we give back to our community, and we have programs that matter to our employees. And I feel so lucky that I get to be a part of building and shaping that culture, and that our employees really understand that the culture is based around them.
I love so many things about what I do. I love the variety of every day. I love having the opportunity to provide coaching to our employees so that they can be their best selves, both professionally and personally. And I love being able to affect them in a positive way on a daily basis. We have 5 core values: integrity, ownership, diversity, teamwork, and service. And from the very moment that the employee gets to our office for new hire orientation, I am able to introduce them to these core values and help instill them. And I display them on a daily basis also, and that really contributes to building our culture.
Well, I originally got into HR for the people, and also being part of the operations and being able to work with the whole organization. And as I progressed, I love the collaboration of it all. So working with Franklin Street not only gives me that, but it gives me an amazing group of people to work with and collaborate with. Well, what I've focused on and will continue to focus on is creating a company culture that our employees are proud to work in. That's through hiring top talent that fits our work family, also developing them in their careers, and also knowing that they work for a company that is supportive of them and their goals.
I love the opportunity to make people's working lives better. It's as simple as that for me. I also love the amazing relationships that I've built through my involvement with the HR Association, the Sarasota Manatee HR Association. Those relationships have changed me personally and professionally and go well beyond career. One of the worst things one can experience in their professional life is that feeling of dread as you're driving into a job that doesn't work for you. And I don't want any of our staff to feel that, so I work really hard to make sure it's a safe and happy place for them to come to. And over the years, it has meant weeding out some bad apples and being ready to step up to that challenge and take on those difficult conversations. As a result, fast forward 7 years, we now have a bowling team with 37% participation, which is awesome in my mind. We've got a 5K walking team, and we've got people who enjoy working hard and playing hard and hanging out after work as well. So that's really rewarding to have been a part of that change.
There are so many things that I love about what I do. It'd be impossible to name them all. I love having the opportunity to engage with employees one-on-one and in group settings. These steps that I take to motivate them on a daily basis remind me that each day is its own and brings us new opportunity to make a difference. Working with these employees, encouraging them, motivating them through their career and personal life is what brings me joy. Seeing them succeed and the business succeed, knowing that I'm doing my best, is what brings me fulfillment. I visit with each employee every day to say something positive and uplifting. As they tell me about their career goals and personal lives, I follow back up with them to see how it's going and if there's anything as a business we can do to assist. I created a dynamic culture where there was no culture initiative. I met with the owners and the employees to create a set of service values that would incorporate what it takes to be a positive and effective employee, which allows the business to better recognize hard work and encourage growth within the business.
What I love about what I do, aside from being able to participate in a great event such as this, the two things that are top of mind for me, for my organization, is one, and my employees that are here tonight will cringe when they hear me say, stretch people personally and professionally, but I love to be able to see the growth in our employees, personally and professionally. And maybe it's a project that really took a long time to do, or they got their results, maybe they didn't think that they were going to achieve, or whatever the case may be, but being able to see the aha moments or seeing in their eyes how they're drawing the connection and the value that they bring to the organization. So that's only great for the organization and for the employee, and I absolutely love that about my job. And the other thing I love about my job is being a strategic advisor to my peer group, our leadership team at General Dynamics. The strategic advisor role that we all share, we really welcome on our team the diversity of thought. So we all get to have an opinion, and I will tell you my advice is not always taken exactly how I lay it out, and sometimes there's disagreement, but I know that I am always heard, and I also know that my opinions matter to the organization as they make the best informed decision for the organization. And so for me, that's a privilege, and you couldn't ask for anything more than that. So that's what I love about my job. How I contribute to the company's culture. Well, I'll give you an example that happened to me. I had the privilege to become the Vice President of Human Resources on January 1 of 2018. Part of my process to understand from the organization what they were looking for from a human resources department was I sat with each one of my peers on an individual basis, and I asked them, which many of you will be familiar with this question, what should human resources start doing, what should human resources stop doing, and what should human resources continue to doing? Because I was unaware of what our business partners were getting from human resources, and so I really wanted to understand from them what was important, what they were getting or what they weren't getting. And the trends and the common themes that came through for every meeting that I had was that human resources was not a business partner, and they needed them to be a business partner. Human resources was not a solutions provider, and they needed a solutions provider, and that human resources needed to stop being the department of no and to be able to work with the business units. And what I found out through these meetings was that because we have separate business units, so business units would work around human resources to be able to run their business the way they needed to run their business. And I have to tell you, for me, sitting across from that and hearing that feedback and that it was a common theme throughout the organization, really felt like somebody had punched me in the stomach, because that does a disservice to our human resources profession, and certainly the organization was missing a large piece of our business. And so from there, I thought to myself, and as I came back to my role and spent some time thinking about it, I also took a look at the current HR team, and I noticed that they're very siloed in the way that they would operate. So we have approximately 24 business locations across the US and Canada, each with an HR member and in some cases a team. And they were operating very siloed. And when you came to the OTS corporate office, you had the benefits people that were very siloed, and the compensation was very siloed. And so none of them really talked across each other. It was more of what they had to do that was on their desk with their heads down. That created inefficiencies across the organization. So if you think of it, if there's one manufacturing location that needed, let's just say for an example, supervisory training, they were creating supervisory training, and so might another location. So very inefficient for the business, and there was no working across the organization. And so I had this vision of this one HR team being able to really utilize the entire HR team to capitalize on strengths, ensure that we all had the same vision, understanding how what we do impacts the rest of the business, and becoming really that customer service business partner to the organization that they were starving for, and certainly I wanted to provide for them. Just better for the business, better for all of us. And so I created this one HR vision, and obviously you needed buy-in to make a vision a reality. And so I have 3 of my shining stars here tonight. So one of them is Michelle Fitzpatrick, and she has joined our team most recently. But I will tell you, she exemplifies what we're looking for from a one HR business partner. She's accountable, she follows up, she provides great customer service. No project is too big for her. She has great responsiveness, and she listens very well. So she's been a true model on this journey to get to one HR. The next person that's here this evening is Paula Dursbeck. And what she has brought to our HR team is credibility, which we needed some of that. We needed to kind of make up where we had lost historically. So she has brought credibility with her responsiveness and her listening. And also what she brings is this, this empathy along with listening. And she draws people in that they want to go and talk to her. And she is inherently understands that she doesn't have a gossip mindset, or she doesn't have a negative mindset. So they talk about her because they want to learn. They talk with her because they want to learn something, and she provides that. And without even knowing it, the person that came to talk to her, Paula does this secret coaching and mentoring during the conversation, and I can tell you I've experienced that on many occasions firsthand. But it's great because she is the glue to our team and helps spread that mentoring and coaching across not just our team, but she has cast a wide net across all of OTS and has really brought those folks into our one HR team as well. It truly is a Jedi mind trick she does for mentoring and coaching. And then our next person that is here this evening is Yolanda Moore. Absolutely a true human resources professional. She can talk strategy, she can hammer out a big project if she needs, she can do the tactical side, she can sit in an executive leadership meeting or sit at the table with union employees in all of the conversations and all of the projects, be very productive, knows exactly where the organization wants to go, and she can direct people to be able to get to the end result on what's needed both for them and for the organization. A true consummate HR professional who also lives the one HR model. So this is just an example of the 3 people that have helped me create this vision of one HR, and we have brought it across our entire team, and we now do have buy-in thanks to the help of these 3 folks. We do have buy-in, and we have projects across all of the 24 locations that people are working on together, and they're sharing best practices, and they're asking for help. And this was in January 1 of 2018, and now, we're in mid-2019, and we are working across the organization as one team. We still have a ways to go, but I will tell you a quote from our president that says this one HR team is a model for the rest of the organization. And he now calls it one OTS because he sees how we have made such great strides in our customer service, our business partnership, and our one HR. And ultimately, we are working towards getting to one OTS, which I believe we will get to very soon. So I am very proud of that, and I think that's how we've been able to, myself and the HR team, have really been able to impact the culture.
I would tell you that the thing that I love the most is the impact that I get to make on people. So I get the chance early in people's career to help them figure out what they really love, and then help them find a way to be happy in their careers for a very long time. But I also get the chance to help them grow and find that special thing that they really want to do that makes getting out of bed every day easy. Company culture is something that I believe HR is the keeper of the keys, right? So we have to be the leader, we have to be the person who champions those things that happen to keep our culture moving forward, whether it's training and education, whether it's involvement in our local communities, or whatever it might be that's driving our culture. As a part of our NDC, one of the biggest roles I play is the culture champion for our corporate social responsibility activities. We want to make sure that we give back to our communities and that we are impacting them in positive ways. So as part of that, we continue to build volunteer programs as well as financial support to the local communities we support.
What do I love about what I do? I feel like I have the opportunity to really make a difference every day that I go to work. Whether it's writing a job offer, doing benefits enrollment, or even just listening to a team member, I really feel like I have an opportunity to make a difference every day. I really love helping people, and that's my passion, and that's what I get to do every day. I see myself contributing to our company culture because we know as team members, I'm a team member of our employee experience and engagement team, we know that highly engaged and happy employees really perpetuate the company culture. I'm lucky enough to be able to be pretty much the first person in line that a candidate sees when they come in for a job interview. So I'm really introducing them to the company and our culture from the beginning. So from that recruiting standpoint to then offering a job, then onboarding and helping a new team member learn about our culture, I'm just perpetuating it pretty much every day in and day out. Besides all of those things that I do, I also get to do some fun stuff as well. I help plan all of our events and parties. And one thing that I know that our employees really love, as crazy as it is that I get to buy the snacks for the office once a month. So it's fun for me to be able to do that, and really fun that our company provides that to everyone. So I love our company culture. I try to live it every day, and I hope that shows through and that our other team members and employees can see that.
There are so many things that I love about what I do, but in particular, the two most important is, the first is I get to work in the healthcare ambulatory space. And for us at Greenway, we define that as the space where the doctor and the patient relationship is critical to the healthcare. And so we all are patients, we all have moms, we've all got kids, we've all got nieces, nephews, and so we know what it feels like to be a patient in that space. So improving that across Healthcare for America is really important. The second thing I love is I get to be in a place where we're really working hard at not just changing that experience for the patient, but for the provider and for all of our employees. So that people who really have a potential and have a dream to be something in life can come work with us, can fulfill that dream, can help those providers fulfill that dream, and to keep people healthy so they ultimately can provide for their families, can be joyful, and can live their dreams. When I think about how we as leaders contribute to our culture, I always think about 4 key elements. The first is helping our employees understand that they really have to believe in the mission of the organization so that they can be passionate about it and stay motivated even on those days when it's tough. The second is they have to know how to behave. And for us, it's behaving according to a set of values that we've said we want to architect into our culture. And those values range from things like service to respect and integrity and how we're going to deliver to our customers. The third thing is creating a sense of belonging. I believe that if we could all walk around with a Post-it note on our head, it would say, I just want to belong, love me, make me feel important. And so helping employees to have that sense of belonging and creating subset communities for them to bring their full selves to work. And then the last is, if we can do those 3 things, then they can become what they want to be in the world. And that helps us as the organization become the organization that we want to be for our providers and for our patients.
There is so much that I love about human resources, from organizational development to acquisitions, to overseeing the wellness of our organization, both from a financial standpoint and the health of our employees. Our employees are our number one. It is about the people. It's about the people of Lazy Days. We impact and have the ability to oversee 800 lives, including their families, and watch the success that grows within our organization because of the decisions that we make. I take that responsibility very seriously all day, every day. That's what I love about HR. I see myself contributing to the company's culture by leading by example, walking the talk. That is very, very important, to be genuine and honest with your employees. At Lazy Days, we fulfill dreams. We fulfill dreams not only by selling our customers RVs, but we also have an interest in our community involvement. Our employees are committed to our customers. They are important to us, and we actually, when we tell you welcome to Lazy Days, we actually mean it. It not only goes to our customers' passion for what we do and our employees, but we're also very involved in the community. I serve on the board of directors for the Lazy Days Foundation, which is serviced by all of Lazy Days employees and funded by Lazy Days employees, and operates within all of the communities that we service. Our employees have contributed well over $1.2 million to the Tampa Bay youth programs for underprivileged children. It is not an accident that we have our culture, it's a choice. It is an amazing place to be part of, and I feel that my responsibility in this is to foster culture and an environment where our employees love to come to work. You hear the question sometime or the statement, it takes a village. Well, we are a village of dream makers at Lazy Days. We are Lazy Days.
I love spending time with my employees. I want to make sure that I understand their needs and concerns. I want to make sure that they feel valued, appreciated, and by all means respected. It's as simple as answering a benefits question and making sure that I guide them through the right path. They come to me because they need a service. I love the challenges that come with the job. I love to be able to figure out things and make an action plan. I love to serve the people. Human resources is my passion, and that's what I am there for. Everything that you do, you need to do it with a passion. I see myself contributing to my company's culture by creating an atmosphere of collaboration, empowerment, and trust. I see myself contributing by working in an efficiently way, improving my communication skills, and of course, understanding everybody's background diversity. I see myself contributing to my company's culture by being able to be a leader in my organization, making sure that everybody has the potential to be developed and we have the willingness to prepare that individual. I see myself contributing to my company's organization by being empathetic, understanding their needs, and also by having an entrepreneurial spirit. I see myself as being able to persuade others in a positive way and making sure that I am influencing them in a positive way.
What do I love about what I do? Well, I am very fortunate because I love the people. All of the people that I get to work with on a regular basis. It's so fulfilling, it's so rewarding because they are coming to us with issues or problems or situations, and I am able to help them and really make a difference. And I deal with hundreds of companies across the country, and I feel like I really get to make an impact on their business success. So contributing to company culture is really a gift that I've been able to enjoy because I work with so many companies, and I'm really able to add diversity and inclusion and add all kinds of cultural differences that really make companies successful. And we know there's so many statistics now tied to business success where diversity and inclusion are added. And so I've been able to add those components to businesses and watch the difference and see how our clients and how these businesses can really thrive and succeed. And it's been wonderful.
If you think about it, your job has a lot to do with who you are, hopefully. And over the past 20 years working with the Sarasota schools, I have put thousands of people into jobs. I like to think I've put them in the right jobs. And I tell you, the range is from superintendents to chiefs, chief of police, to supervisors, to teachers, countless numbers of teachers, as well as custodians, cooks, lawn care workers, everything you can imagine. Probably one of the most endearing memories I have of that is a letter I got from a person I helped get a position as a sub-custodian. And this individual thanked me repeatedly because it was the first time he ever worked in air conditioning. And that one I've kept for a long time because that one meant something to me because we don't realize. A year later, we actually hired him, and that was the lowest paid job, to a full-time custodial position. He got benefits for the first time in his life. And this is a 60-year-old male who had his son write the letter because English was his second language. I think we need to keep those things in mind when we work and just realize how important it is what we do in putting people in positions. And that's what I love about HR. As far as contributing to the culture of the Sarasota County Schools, I am an educator. That's what I've been my whole life. I started out as a paraprofessional, a teacher, a principal. And then when I was asked to go into human resources, I saw an opportunity to touch even more through the educational field. So for me, it's always been about educating people and educating children. And I'm happy to say, I think because of the things that I've done and contributed, I certainly hope, putting thousands of people in the right seats over time helped us be what we are, which is the top school district in the state of Florida. We are one of 2 districts in the state that can say they've been an A-rated district. Every single year schools have been graded. And that's not going to happen if you don't have the right personnel and the right people surrounding you. And over time, that's been my job, is making sure those people get into those seats, the right people, the right place, and the right time. If I have a legacy to leave, I hope it has been the education of children, of employees, and all those that I've touched.
What I love about what I do is I run a staffing company, and so our tagline is we make the match happen. When we bring an employee and a company together and they live happily ever after, it's very fulfilling and very rewarding. Our purpose for our company is whose life will I make better today? So our goal is to, whether it's an applicant coming in, our candidate, or a client, is always trying to make their life better by just us being involved. So, and I love helping people and being involved with people. How I contribute to the culture is, to quote Tom Peters, he said, celebrate what you want more of. And so I think when we want, I try to celebrate all the wins. I try to celebrate any victories. I try to be a good finder, as Zig Ziglar says, catch people doing something right and praise them for it. And that creates a culture of not pleasing, and I'm not trying to manipulate anybody, but I mean, we're just trying to create a positive culture where we're looking to celebrate our wins, and we're looking to, as I said before, make someone's life better and help people in any way we can. So our culture is one of celebrating wins, having fun, and making a difference in people's lives.
I love a lot of things about what I do, but probably most importantly is the fact that I get to help people develop and grow. It might be the basketball coach in me, but I really love to see people improve their capabilities, learn new skills, and then apply them. And what's really satisfying is to see those people not only produce results, but go on and develop other people and move on to bigger and better positions. So it's really satisfying to me to see people that I've recruited early in my career, help them grow, and they're off doing great things either within our company or sometimes in other companies as well. At Masonite, our purpose is we help people walk through walls. As a door manufacturer, we do that literally by creating doors that help people walk through walls. And as an HR leader, I can do that figuratively by removing barriers and obstacles for people to be able to reach their full potential. And we do this in a number of ways, whether it's recruiting in great talent and assembling outstanding teams, creating organizations that work effectively, ensuring our policies and procedures aren't bureaucratic, helping and create benefit and compensation plans that create stability and security for our employees, developing employees through training and development programs, and a variety of other ways that we all know HR professionals do. But it's very fulfilling that I can help create a culture where we help people walk through walls.
I love many things about my job. There are a couple things that stand out, so let me tell you a little bit about why I love what I do and why I'm very fortunate to have that opportunity. In my role, I get the opportunity to have a lot of autonomy. I report directly to our Chief Executive Officer, so our CEO is a great man. He founded the company about 25 years ago, so it's a family-owned company. So what that means, I have a lot of autonomy, I have a lot of ability to make my own decisions and simply run them by him and then run with the ideas, which is one of the things I love. So it's also the variety of work. Anyone who works in HR will laugh at that statement, but it's also the case that everyone knows in HR, no 2 days are the same. There's not a chance that you're going to walk in and actually get to do everything that you thought was on your calendar for that day, or get through all those emails that are in your inbox, or those phone calls you've already missed half of. So some of the other things I absolutely love is my team. It goes without saying, and I probably should have started with that first. So my team, as you're here, I'm sorry if you're listening to this and I didn't name you first. But my team is awesome. Whether that's my HR team, whether that's my recruiting team, whether that's my credentialing team. I span a lot of areas, and I'm very fortunate for that. They work very, very well cross-departmentally as well as cross-functionally. So we work well with a lot of different areas of Coast Dental, which is one of the things I love the most. And the other thing I will highlight that I love absolutely about my job is my ability to empower people. So I empower my team, I have the ability to empower employees and make them see that there are possibilities of doing things that they never thought were possible and watching them grow. And that's one of the greatest things that I can do in my job. My company's culture is, at this point, one of rebuilding. And to give you a bit of background, I work at Coast Dental. So Coast Dental is a family-owned it's a DSO, it's a dental support organization. So we have a chain of dental practices. We're across 4 states. And we divested ourselves of 45 offices in California last year. It wasn't a good business decision to acquire them, so this is a rebuilding year for us. So part of that is the rebuilding of the company culture. It's reshaping it for more East Coast operations. We still have operations in Nevada and Texas, but we are mainly Georgia and Florida. And part of that is going back to basics, which means rebuilding trust. There was a lot of trust lost in the last couple of years. We acquired SmileCare, which was our California operations, in 2011, 2012. It was perhaps not our best business decision ever, but one of the things that we acknowledged was actually that's not somewhere we need to be going. So it's somewhere we need to get out of the market of, and actually let's find all of those California offices and those California employees a good home. And thankfully we managed to do that. We had 90% placement rate when we sold all of those offices, which is, as anyone in HR knows, is a huge success. And something we definitely celebrated with the employees East and West Coast. But what that means is now we're focused on our East Coast operations. So we're rebuilding our practices here. We're going digital. So paper records are obsolete. As most of you are well aware in the HR field, everyone is moving to electronic or well on their way. We're doing that in our dental offices. And so these are promises we made to our employees over many, many years. Things that didn't happen. Going digital for x-rays, for records, online patient booking. And that's what we're doing now. We're living up to our promises and starting there. And part of my role is to make sure that this happens. So I help with actually digitizing those offices and helping plan that schedule, which is influenced by basically our production. So how much money are we making at each office? How many staff do I have in each of those offices? Where actually will this make the most impact so that we can grow as a company and rebuild? And it's something that a lot of our employees are genuinely loving that they can see it now. We have a lot of long-timers with us, people who've been with us since the beginning, since 1992, and they're loving that they're actually seeing that growth again and seeing us go back to basics and invest in our company and invest in our people. As part of what we're doing there is our continuing education. It's one of those things we talk a lot about, and actually we've talked a lot about at Coast, but we haven't actually had the opportunity or the funding to actually do that. So one of the things we've done is we've got online digital learning. We've actually rolled that out, so we're having trainers go back into the field to help them upskill so that they don't have to take time away from their offices, but that they can stay current on their CEs and that they can ensure that they are ready for the next generation of what's to come.
What I love about HR is that I have the ability to affect change and create win-win-win situations. I learned this really early on, really before it was a career for me. And when I realized that I could make a difference in protecting profits was where my first defining moment came along. I realized that if I educated myself, I could then educate the people above me and the company, and in that way help protect profits. As that's gone on, I've really realized that I can actually create situations where the employees, I'm helping the employees win, I'm helping the managers win when I'm able to affect these learning relationships with them and help managers in many ways, in whether it is helping them to attract and retain the open positions that they need for their talent, or navigate a really challenging employee relations issue. So while I create these relationships where I coach them and they don't even realize it really, and it's a learning relationship, and that's a lot of fun. And by doing that, then the company wins, because when you can create an environment where there's an engaged workforce, that adds to the bottom line, that adds to your ROI. So that's one of the things I love about being a human resources professional and consultant. The way that I contribute to the culture of the automotive industry, which is where I primarily work, through my company, Innovative Auto HR, is by bringing my own core values, which are focused, dedication, integrity, service, and enthusiasm, to all of my work with my dealer partners. My part of my mission is to begin to affect some change within the automotive culture itself. There are 19% women, which is that work in automotive at all. So that is a very important part of what I do, bringing understanding through creating relationships with my dealer partners, and hopefully bring some diversity, inclusion, and understanding that human resources can go from basic compliance and profit protection and move into programs that create an environment where the bottom line comes up. So when you are able to do that, I believe that there's going to be real change. So that's what I'm doing, a day at a time, bringing one dealership at a time.
I love human resources because it's all about helping people. When I was a senior at the University of Tampa, I studied business management, and I had one human resources class. And throughout that course, I learned about how Martin Luther King Jr. influenced the Civil Rights Act and how that has, over the past few decades, influenced how culture and the workforce works nowadays. And I'm a big believer in equality, and I love being able to help that mission. Culture is a very hot topic because more millennials have entered the workforce, and as baby boomers are leaving, you find this awkward phase of changing culture with working from home, unlimited PTO policies, telecommuting. These are all things that millennials love, and they want to hear their employers say that they offer. And when you don't, you're probably not going to retain your millennial workforce. So I had the privilege of working for baby boomers who are very not flexible with these policies. And now that I work for millennials that do have them, it's kind of like, well, I'm never leaving, but don't tell my boss because I need more money.
I love the interaction with people. I love encouraging people to grow, the ability of me to take them from having no experience when I hire them to through training, through orientation, through developing them in their skills and giving them more knowledge, more abilities, teaching them how to be professionals, how to promote the company, and the fact that they are impacting the entire nation and the world with what we do at our company. I see myself contributing to the culture in the sense of energy, in the sense of providing diversity. I think our culture in my company is very diverse because of the different ethnicities and backgrounds that we all come from. But most importantly, what I think I am promoting more is that sense of community, of self-respect towards each other, yourself, towards the company, and really having a greater purpose than just coming to work to make parts to make a paycheck. I'm trying to teach people and the whole company to see it as you are planting a seed and helping it grow so it becomes a tree that we're all benefiting from.
What I love about being a human resources professional is the opportunity it provides me to directly connect with our employees, to build a relationship and establish trust and a bond. And through that relationship, I'm able to gain greater insight into what's important to our employees, whether it's a development opportunity or advancement or events like our annual health fair or our years of service recognition. As HR professionals, we make a difference in people's lives, and that's what I love about what I do. We all contribute to our company culture by setting the example. It's always been my focus to foster an environment of collaboration, honest feedback, and transparency. By acting with professionalism and integrity, and by always honoring the principles that guide us in our organization. Culture sustains employees' enthusiasm, and it also helps to guide us through difficult times and challenging situations. I like to ensure that I always do the right thing, even when nobody's watching.